All right, so we back. Had to grab an addition. All right, so yeah, so Salaki, my bad. So I'll just pick up where I left off in Psalms 21 and 7. It says, "For the king trusted in the Lord Yahweh, and through the mercy of the Most High he shall not be moved. Thine hand shall find out all thine enemies, thy right hand shall find out those that hate thee." All right, and that was just going back to the precept that Bunyan brought out. Never trust thine enemy. And of course, the Lord. If the Lord is with you, you're gonna know who your enemies are, man. And it's quite obvious that these Christians, they don't know that who their enemy is. They don't know who the enemy is. Okay, when it's blatant signs to show you that the so-called white man is the enemy. Okay, he's gonna show you he's the enemy. We the way he's been treating us, these last centuries, man, it proves that he's our enemy. Okay.
Well, I can bring this piece up. It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 36 and 6. It says, "Lo, if thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt."
Right, and that's that RFID chip. Ultimately, which a lot of you people want to get, because you want things to go back to normal. All right, you want that normalcy bias. All right, you want to be a fool in this society. Okay, so you're gonna get that chip. You trust in this broken reed. That's all it is. It's a broken reed, man. This from the rooter to the tiller, man.
Hey, going back to that the previous scripture, hey, don't hands on the hand. Not
Yep.
it's like not throwing your hand. Never trust thy enemy.
Mhm.
Yeah, you like you just read. You trust him in his broken reed. You trust him in the staff. Which is that RFID chip. Hey, you better believe it. If society go back to normal, hey, it's gonna be stipulations. You're gonna have to abide by his laws. His rules.
It says, "Lord, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, wherein if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it."
And that's that RFID chip. And y'all for sure leaning on this society. Y'all for sure leaning on Egypt. And it goes back to the Isaiah 10 and 20. It's going to be a remnant of Israel who shall not stay upon them that smote them, but shall stay upon the Lord. All right, and lean upon the Lord. Okay, you see the difference?
That's right. Not thy enemy.
Right, exactly.
I'm trying to get that term for pierce. This pierce in the Google definition says if a sharp pointed object go into or through something.
Right, and that's the RFID chip. When you go and break down the word mark in Revelations 13 and 16, it tells you the mark of the beast. The word there is karagma. All right, which means pale or stake.
Okay.
And then when you go deeper into that word, you got karax. Okay, and then you got stigma. I think it's part of that too. And just to make sure I'm correct, go into it.
Well, if you didn't bring this one out, this is in Isaiah 31 and 1. Say, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many.
Yep. And see, you look to Esau because he has the strength, he has the sustenance for you to get by. He has those benefits that you want.
It says, because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but look not into the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord Yahweh.
Right, so y'all don't look to the Most High Yahweh, all right, because you want the benefits of the society. You want to join hand in hand with the devil, okay, which is Esau Edom.
Want to go along to get along. It says in verse 2, it says, "Yet he is also wise and will bring evil, and will not call back his words, but will rise against the house of the evildoers and against them that help and against the help of them that work iniquity.
See, so those that help that work iniquity, the Lord is going to punish too. All right, so I have to make a correction. Shalom, make a correction on the word mark, which is karakma, because it means imprinted mark. But when you go into the word karaks, all right, that means pale or stake. All right, and then they have more root words like karaso, which means a sharpened point. All right, which is going into the word pierced. All right, and then there's another Greek word. I think it says grapho, which means record. So the scriptures is on point. You know, if you have the eyesight, if the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with you, He's going to for sure make known his secrets unto you. And He's made known the secrets unto the saints, man. You know? So I just had to clean that up. You know?
Well, you mentioned, I'm going to grab it real quick.
It's a lot there.
Well, there's more meat on here too, but I don't know.
And you can break it down too.
This is
Good. But
real quick. This is Amos chapter 3,
man's
verse 7.
I got you.
It says, "Surely the Lord will do nothing, but He revealed His secrets unto His servants, the prophets."
Yeah. See? And so the servants have, we got this knowledge, we got the secrets. I ain't got to be the only one breaking it down. Yeah.
Yep, and to tell you in Psalms 147 and 19, I believe that the Lord He have not dealt so with any other nation.
Yeah. That just overwhelmed me right
It says back in Isaiah 31 and 3, it says, "Now the Egyptians are men and not the Most High,
now. That's right.
and the horses are flesh and not spirit. But the Lord Yahweh shall, when the Lord Yahweh shall stretch out His hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they shall all fail together." So, though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished, man. So our people that join in hand with the society and that's fully compliant, that's going to end up taking that chip, they're going to all eventually fall together. That was the
That's
point.
it?
Kind
Got something? Got something next?
Well,
I gotta find a slide.
did anybody get Isaiah 30 yet?
Go ahead, you bring him out.
Kind.
That's why you here.
You gotta bring him out.
Bring
Don't wait on that.
extra.
Isaiah chapter 30 and 1, it says, "Woe to the rebellious children." And that's Israel.
That's right.
It says, "Saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin."
Right, and that's right.
I was just gonna say, they take counsel, but not of the Lord. Like the brother kept saying, they taking counsel, and they trusting in this government, they trusting in this system, which ultimately is going to lead to their destruction.
They didn't think to say, well, you know what? Let me see what the laws of God has to say about this. Since God is, since God is God, right? But they don't ask those type of questions. They go straight to the power base, which is Esau Edom.
I don't know if you guys brought it out yet, Jeremiah 4:22.
Go ahead. No, we didn't bring none of that up.
Okay.
Everything that y'all bring out, we didn't bring up.
Okay, this is Jeremiah 4:22. "For my people was foolish; they have not known me. They are sottish children." Stupid. They go into ignorant too, or just sottish children, and they have none understanding. They are wise to do evil, but to do good they have no knowledge.
And that's why you're going to choose Esau rather than Yahweh Bashar. And Esau is going to be your demise. A lot of you are going to take the mark of the beast, all right? Which, that means you belong to the so-called white man, okay? Now, the only threat that we have is what? Losing our life, which we don't have lives over here in this society, all right? That was taken away from us a long time ago, okay? And if we do want a life, we have to compromise our dignity. gotta let go of our integrity.
Yeah, it'd be the same Jakes that they'll say, I can, like in this situation we're in now under quarantine, well, I can't wait till it gets back to normal. Esau has normalized captivity to where their mindset is they think that being like the way things were was the way things were supposed to be. That shit crazy, man.
Right, but it ain't. It's not gonna go back to that.
No, you don't want it to go back to that. You want this thing to keep going.
And in order for them to regain any sense of normalcy, man, they're gonna take that chip.
That's right.
It say back in Isaiah 30 and 2, it says that walk to go down to Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, but strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and trust in the shadow of Egypt.
Because America is Egypt, okay? That's what y'all strengthening yourselves in. Y'all want to continue to be niggas. Y'all want to continue to be politicians. You want to continue to be brother frat, whatever the hell you pledge to Greek society. That's what you want to be. You want to be a doctor and a lawyer. You want to swear under the Hippocrates oath. You know.
It says this last part is verse 3. It says, therefore the strength of Pharaoh shall be your shame, and the trust of the shadow of Egypt your confusion. So they're gonna be confused, you know. Just like it says when 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, you know, that they shall be had in derision, you know, and trodden underfoot. You know, they that consent to them to take that chip, you know, because that goes into martial law, man, you know.
This Hosea chapter 4, verse 6 says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me, seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power. I will also forget thy children. And as they were increased, so they sinned against me. Therefore will I change their glory into shame. And like, even recently with the, like, seeing them young women out there fighting in our city, it just shows you, like, it's shameful. Like, it's shameful when you see that, because that's a representation of Israel. You know?
And that's gonna be, see, the number one thing Jake do when they have an opportunity, or when the weather changes and it's formidable, you can go out. The number one thing they do here in Milwaukee, well, and it's just not here, they go out and fight each other in the middle of the street, holding up traffic. You niggas deserve to die. You deserve what's coming to you. We ain't gonna have no type of remorse. We ain't gonna have no type of feeling towards it. And that's why Esau is gearing up and has been gearing up for the longest. They've been knowing for 20, 30 years it's gonna be a race war. And they've been preparing. Okay? And a lot of you Jakes, a lot of you Israelites got bullets on your name. Or well, I should say, names on the bullet.
Okay. Yes, morning.
Go ahead. Another precept. You got one?
Fine.
I got one too, but
This 2 Peter 2 verse 12, it says, but these are as natural brute beasts. I mean, look at the behavior of our people, man. We've been destroyed. I mean, the scriptures say we destroyed all the way down to
Even the noblest, during these times, during the time of the Acts of the Apostles, you even had noble Jakes who were high in office, but they were like brute beasts. You couldn't even have a conversation or dispute about a word in the scriptures or, about the law without them wanting to kill you, you know?
And as it says, made to be taken and destroyed.
Right.
They're already destined for destruction, like 2/3, you know?
Yeah. I get when you go into that word brute. So word brute meaning unreasonable, you know?
Be the same Jake that come up to the camp, and then you're teaching. Oh, I already know about God. Me and God got a personal relationship.
Yeah. Don't tell me about it.
Yeah. As it says, speak evil of things they understand not. It says, shall utterly perish in their own corruption. So they're marked, like, as it says, mark them, like, they're marked to be destroyed on their side. They'll be brought back, but they're going to have to go, they're going to have to suffer.
I got one in 2 Thessalonians, because it gives a good contrast between the 1/3 and the 2/3, man. You know, 2 Thessalonians 2:9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all powers and signs and lying wonders. Speaking of Esau, Edom, you know, and it's witchcraft says, verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. You know, and that's 2/3 of the nation, man. You know, they refuse to hearken unto the voice of the prophets, man.
That's right.
You know? And it's all for the purpose of their betterment, man, so they can be saved.
Right.
You know, so that's the reason why we don't show no real remorse, man. Hey, for what's coming upon them, man, because they've been given adequate amount of warning, man.
Yeah. We've been told not to.
Okay.
We also been told not to.
It says, verse 11, it says, and for this cause shall the Most High send them strong delusion that they should believe a lie. You know, like vaccination, you know, go take that vaccination, you know.
And also, you know, that's what doctrine too, because they following these pastors, these leaders, these so-called leaders of the people, these churches, you know, and they're leading them astray. You know, they're saying certain things that, you know, smooth them over and they're leading them straight as sheep to a slaughter.
IUIC, you know, talking about get vaccinated. They've been talking about it for years and whatnot. You know, so they're gonna lead a lot of their congregation, you know, to take that, which that actually gonna have the disease in it. You know, it says, verse 12, that they might be damned who believe not the truth, but have pleasure in unrighteousness.
Yep. So if you have pleasure in this society, all right, in the way things are going, all right, you're gonna be damned because you believe not this truth. Because this Bible is stringently telling you, straightforwardly telling you that the powers that be, the rulers of the world, are in condemnation with the Most High. The Lord is going to destroy them. Okay, so if you consent unto their way, what you are in the line of fire, as they say in boxing. You know, you gotta move your head out the way, you know, so you don't get hit. And you Jakes, y'all just staying right there, man.
Not taking no coaching.
Right. Train on the side. Oh yeah, Doc. You just standing there.
God.
Trust me, yeah. That's how these Jakes are. Slack, my bad.
Verse 13, now it shows you now us, you know, but when it says verse 13, it says, but we are bound to give thanks always to the Most High for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because the Most High have from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. You know, so Lord willing, you know, we've been called and Lord willing chosen, you know, from the very beginning, man, to obtain sanctification, you know, through the Spirit of Yahweh Shemiel Shah, you know. That's it on it.
Go ahead.
This is Lamentations chapter 2, verse 15. It says, all that pass by all that pass by clap their hands at thee, and they hiss and wag their hand.
Uh-oh. And that's all our enemies.
God.
You know, they clap their hands. They're like, man, yeah. Basically, these are destroyed people. So it you know, it gives them delight. They're delighted that we destroy.
And the main reason how they benefit us being destroyed, hey, it goes well with them.
Right.
You know? And they said, let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel be no one remembered. You know? But it says, they hiss and wag their head at the daughters of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty?
Yeah, that's what they, you know, that's how we're truly the perfection of beauty, but when you look at us in the society that we live in now, you know, we're laughed at. It's laughable. It's laughable. These were the people. Yeah, right. Look at it, you know. And the other day, man, I went into a lesson called Memetics, you know, basically ideals that kill or weaponize ideals, you know. And you Jakes, Esau had basically created you. He made you the way you are, man. There's a brother that said it, I think it was in New York, man. It said, you GMO Jakes, man, you know. You're genetically modified, okay? But by what? The ideals, but what Esau wanted you to be. He wanted you to be pimps. He wanted you to be hypersexualized. He wanted you to be hypercriminalized.
Okay.
You know?
So give him an excuse to
Right.
do what he's doing to us.
Right, yeah, kind of.
Even like now. So like even like now with the coronavirus and with this whole scare and everything, is you got Jake's out here not. See, Jake's unaware of who their enemy is, so they don't even understand that they're in the battle. And what's happening is that Esau is creating a scenario to be able to have an excuse of why he's doing what he's doing to what he's going to do to Jake. And Jake's not even prepared for it.
They call it justifying the means. Justify the means. And that's what Esau's doing to you, Jakes. David's in his book.
It says, they wagged their heads at the daughters of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? All thy enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
Right, all these nations. Everybody that we sitting there trying to hearken on to and trying to save their businesses, they laughing at you.
It says, and they hiss and gnash the teeth, saying, we have swallowed her up. And they have, you know. They put their markets in the store, like the brother said, you know. We're basically building up their businesses, and we're going further and further to poverty, you know. Yeah, they're like I said, they're gnashing their teeth, you know. It says, certainly it is the day that we look for.
So they've been waiting for you, Jason, especially this day. You know, this day they can lick their chops because they justify the means. They're justified in taking you niggas out because guess what? To the public, you got the virus. Oh, and then you niggas are unruly. You kill each other on a day-to-day basis. So why should not kill you? Who's gonna say anything if I kill you?
Well, it continues. It says, certainly this is the day we look for. We have found it. It's like we have found, we have seen it. The Lord had done that which He devised. He had fulfilled the word that He had commanded in the days of old.
Yeah, so the Lord has fulfilled His word against you tribesmen. He said, until thou be destroyed. Deuteronomy 28. You know, you send cursing and vexation upon you until thou be destroyed.
He had thrown down and He had not pitied thee. Had slaughtered. He had it not pitied. He had caused thine enemies to rejoice over thee, and He had set up the horn of thine adversary.
He set up the strength of your adversaries. Okay? He the one that had them rejoice over us. They're incapable of doing it on their own. Okay? But this was what happened, and we call to mind all the time what we had done as a nation, how our fathers went off and transgressed. That's always at the forefront of our minds. Why? So we can repent, so we won't make the same mistakes, so we can fear the Lord. All right?
Yeah, we acknowledging our faults. You know?
I got a precept real quick. You had something? No, it's not.
No.
You know, because it ain't all too bad. You know, even though we're gonna be scarcely saved, you know, we're gonna be saved at the last moment, and you know, scarcely in these dangerous times that we're living in. But this is what the Lord said, Isaiah 42:1. Behold, my servant, whom I uphold, mine elect, in whom my soul delighteth. I have put my spirit upon him, and he shall bring forth judgment to the Gentiles. He shall not cry nor lift up slacking. Oh, this is Yahweh Shai, slacking. I'm taking this. Oh, Isaiah 40:1. We can bring this out. It says, comfort ye, my people, said the Most High. Saith your power. All right? and this is for you Jakes who, you know, because all is not lost, okay? It says, speak ye comfortably to Jerusalem and cry unto her that her warfare is accomplished, that her iniquity is pardoned, for she hath received the Lord's hand, of the Lord's hand, double for all her sins. All right, so this pretty much is the last time. The scriptures say we're not going to be carried away in captivity anymore. All right, and this is for you elect. All right, those who have faith, man, and those who truly fear the Lord and truly are sincere, and really lean upon the Lord. Okay, the voice of him that cried in the wilderness, prepare ye the way of the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our power. Every valley shall be exalted, every mountain and hill shall be made low, and the crooked shall be made straight, and the rough places plain. And the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord Yahweh has spoken. All right? It says, the voice said, cry, and he said, which we know John is the voice that cried out in the wilderness. Okay? And those that have ears, you know, hear, you know, with understanding that, you know, John the Baptist, or who is Elijah, okay, he came as Abba Bivens, who we know as Abba Bivens, okay? So he turned our hearts back to the Father, okay? And we're pretty much, we're at the point where the Lord is, he's about to lift up that standard, okay? I know we're talking about Esau coming with great wrath and judgment to the 2/3, but ultimately the Lord is going to save the elect from all of this. It says, in the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, all the flesh shall see it together, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken it. The voice said, cry, and he said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all the goodness thereof is as a flower of the field. The grass withered, the flower faded, because the Spirit of the Lord bloweth upon it. Surely the people is grass. The grass withered, the flower faded, but the word of our power shall stand forever. All right, and that's all we have to really believe, man, is His word. Because at the end of the day, everything else is going to fail. This society is going to fail. These benefits are going to fail. Welfare is going to fail. All right, having that career job, that dream job, that's going to fail. That chip, the New World Order, that's going to fail. Okay.
Everything that you put your trust in, beside the Lord, is going to fail.
That's right. Got a precept concerning that. Amos 9:8 say, behold, the eyes of the Lord God are upon the sinful kingdom. Here in America, Babylon. It says, and I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. So everything that, Jay trying to set up in this society and they wanted to go back to normal, it's already prophesied this place is going to be completely destroyed. So why everything that everybody doing is in vain. It says, saving, I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, save the Lord, Yahweh. So the Lord ain't going to utterly destroy the elect of the nation, man. He's going to allow Esau, his sword, to take out a certain number, that's designated for that. But, hey, we who are predestined for salvation, we're going to receive it. And that's whether you live or die, man. Oh, and then verse 10, jumping down, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, who say this evil shall not overtake nor prevent us.
It's going to cut in a minute. Closing precepts? Less than a minute. We got less than 30 seconds.
Oh,
Without going too far over.
Yeah, so, yeah, man, hey, you can sin under Esau if you want, Hey, but the elect, we're going to lean upon the Heavenly Father in truth, And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'm going to give all praise, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash.
A double honor to the apostles, elders, and great men, stone salutation. Shalom.
Shalom.